Assalamualaikum students, this is Ms. Beena. I'm here again with the last chapter of your final semester, that is making hard water soft. So let's begin the chapter with the topic ways to soften hard water, as we have already discussed the two types of water in the previous chapter, that is soft water and hard water. So we are going to discuss the same topic, and in this chapter we are going to discuss the ways to soften the hard water. Hard water is often softened for use in factories, laundries and homes. That means removing the dissolved calcium and magnesium ions. Below are ways to do it. So there are some processes or procedures by which we can remove hardness from the hard water and we can turn it into soft water. The first process is boiling. This removes temporary hardness by causing calcium carbonate to precipitate, but it uses a lot of fuel, which makes it expensive to do on a larger scale. This process is already discussed in our previous chapter, that we can remove the temporary hardness by boiling the hard water, and in this way the calcium hydrogen carbonate is it turns into calcium carbonate, and then it settles down on the bottom, and in this way the hard water turns soft. So this process is the first one that is used to remove the temporary hardness. The second process is called distillation. In distillation, the water is boiled first and the steam collected, cooled and condensed. Distilled water is pure water. All the dissolved substances have been left behind. Like boiling, it is an expensive option in terms of fuel, but it is essential for some purposes, for example for lab experiments and for making drugs or medicines. So distillation is the second process by which we can remove the hardness again, and in this process what do is we will take the hard water, we will boil it first, and we will set the apparatus in a way that once the water will start boiling, the water vapors will be collected in a separate container or a tank or tube, and those water vapors will then be cooled down, and later they will be condensed again into liquid, from gas to liquid. So that liquid will be called distilled water, and this will become soft water. So this will be the pure water. In this way the hardness can also be removed. The third process is called adding washing soda. Washing soda is sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. It removes both temporary and permanent hardness by precipitating calcium carbonate. For example, it reacts with calcium sulfate like this. So in this process we will just add washing soda, that is sodium carbonate, into our hard water. Our hard water already contains calcium sulfate or magnesium sulfate, so calcium or magnesium salts are present. If we will add washing soda, then the chemical reaction will take place between the two compounds, and calcium sulfate will be converted into calcium carbonate as it is written in front of you, and sodium carbonate will be converted into sodium sulfate. Bath salts contain sodium carbonate to soften the hard water. The sodium sulfate that forms does not affect soap, but the precipitate of calcium carbonate leaves a ring on our bath. So the soaps we use for our bath is also contains sodium carbonate sometimes, because that sodium carbonate will help to soften the hard water. If for instance we are using the hard water, so that will be softened by the soaps we are using. And the fourth process, which is very important, is ion exchange method. This method is important because it turns permanently hard water into soft water. In this method, unwanted ions are removed by replacing them with harmless ions. A typical ion exchanger is a container full of small beads. These are made of a special plastic called ion exchange resin. It has the harmless ions weakly attached to it. They are usually sodium ions. So in this process we will use the ion exchange resin. What is that? It is basically a polymer or a large structured substance that is in the form of small beads. It is taken in the center of the process, and those beads will be containing sodium ions weakly attached to them, and from this whole setup we will pass through, or we will make the hard water flow through it, and in this way the hard water will be having calcium and magnesium ions, and as this process is called ion exchange process or method, so ions will be exchanged between the ion exchange resin and the hard water. So what will happen? Calcium and magnesium ions will be exchanged or replaced with the sodium ions, and later, as you can see in this picture, that the hard water is flowing through the ion exchange resin beads, and the sodium ions are present on the ion exchange resin, and when the hard water will cross the ion exchange resin, the ions will be exchanged, and later the hard water will come out as soft water with the sodium ions, and the calcium and magnesium ions remain there in ion exchange resin. After some time, all the sodium ions have gone, so no more hardness can be removed. The resin has to be regenerated. So if we will do, or we will perform this process again and again, then at a time will come then that the ion exchange resin will no longer be utilized, because that will be spoiled by continuous absorption of calcium and magnesium ions, and in this way we have to replace it or we have to regenerate it. For that we will use a concentrated solution of sodium chloride. We will pour it into it. The sodium ions push the calcium and magnesium ions off the resin, and the ion exchanger is ready for use again. So if we will simply pour a concentrated solution of sodium chloride NaCl, which is also called brine, from the ion exchange resin, then that ion exchange resin which was spoiled will again be ready for the ion exchange method, because again the ions will be replaced and the sodium ions will be weakly attached again with the ion exchange resin. Other ions could be used instead of sodium for the resin, but sodium ions have one big advantage: salt is cheap. So we can use some other ions which are more reactive than calcium and magnesium ions for this process, but we use sodium because sodium chloride is a cheap salt or compound and it is easily available, therefore we use it. So you can think about the rest of the ions we use for this method. Here the lecture is ended. The questions are here, you can see them. Question number 1 is, which method of water softening would you expect to be cheapest, most expensive? So which method is the cheapest for removing hardness? You have to write down, you have to mention it. And B is, which method is the most expensive? Question number 2 is, explain why sodium carbonate is used in bath salts. And question number 3 is, explain how ion exchanger works. And B part is, suggest another ion to use instead of sodium. Solve these questions by yourself in your fair journals. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.